I'd like you to think about spray tans. I know this is not going to be for everybody, but spray tanning is one of those things that I was never interested in. I think I'd seen so many terrible spray tans with orange wrists and orange elbows, and so I was never interested. I was actually a solarium girl. So it wasn't until I was feeling really guilty and my friends were telling me that I couldn't go in the solarium anymore, and because I have brown eyes I felt that I was in the low risk category. But anyway, I made the decision long ago, probably a couple of years ago now, not to go. And so I decided that I have to get a spray tan. It wasn't until I come across a girl who was really good at spray tanning, like exceptional at spray tanning. And I thought, wow, this is awesome. And it made sense because there was, you know, people on the television who'd had spray tans and clearly they weren't using the solarium. Well, I don't know, but I presume that some of the famous celebrities weren't using solarium. So it made sense to me that someone was actually spray tanning really well out there. Some of the little things that I think are important are the dry skin on your elbows and on your knees and on your ankles. To put something on those, so there's lots of little things that you can put on those. And also, when someone's finished your spray tan and they come up to you and they get you to just go over your fingernails and wipe the tan off there and your toenails, it's really nice. Like, that makes all the difference, and that they're not making you all orange up here, you know, tangerine. So that's really nice when they bother to do that. But I also think there's lots of little tips about how you do it, which makes the client comfortable at the result. I personally never have my feet tanned because I feel like there's enough overspray with there. But what I really love is when I get a spray tan, they've got those sticky feet and you just sit on them, and it's fabulous because you don't want to put thongs on, you don't want to put shoes back on when you're heading back to the car, but what you do want is to be not having to walk barefoot, that's for sure. The hairnet's really important. Whether you want to wear the little disposable G-string or not. I think that I've had enough spray tans to know the procedure and how you go about it. I think what's really nice is that if everybody in your business does it exactly the same, you know, they've got this little kick your leg out and use the same language, then I can go through a spray tan, I'm there in a minute, which is really lovely. And I think that that's nice when it's consistent across the whole team members. Otherwise it's, you know, you're kind of standing there with no clothes on. It's really, really nice if you get onto it quickly. And then of course there's what one girl called the smile line. So if you get them to lean forward across the top of your legs and between your bottom maybe for a better word, there's a smile line. So if you lean forward then you get that. Now maybe my tabletop dancing days are gone, but that doesn't matter because I think that everybody's entitled to a really, really good spray tan. Spray tan clients are really loyal because, you know, we don't want to take our clothes off in front of everybody. So if we can find a salon where there's more than one person who does the spray tan and does it really well, that's a really, really big advantage from the consumer's point of view. The other thing about spray tans is I think I'd probably had 50 spray tans before I found out there was a mitt that you could buy that would help get the spray tan off, that you could use in between visits. And I thought, isn't that interesting? That they thought that I knew, they thought I had one, I didn't have one. And so there needs to be that standard care, the same as whether or not you're going to wear the G-string or whether or not you're not going to wear anything, or whether or not, if you're a man, perhaps you're going to wear your underpants. So, for example, someone I know had a spray tan. I said I'd like him to have a spray tan because the girl needed practice. And when he came home, he had this perfect mark where his boxers were. And I thought, wow, why would you not say to him, you know, roll your boxes up so that you at least get a little bit of a higher mark? And he said, oh no, they didn't. He said she just left on the bed this little disposable G-string. Now he's a grown man, that was never going to fit him, it's a woman's thing. But she was just doing the same one size fits all. And so I said, oh no, that's silly. He looked at it and thought, oh dear, I don't think I want to put that on. I actually would have liked to film putting that on. I think it would be priceless. But then I've got a silly sense of humour. But what I'm saying is, you've got to, as much as we want a system to follow, we also need to understand that everybody's not the same, and that you need to explain to somebody, you know, to have a rinse within an hour if that's the case, or don't let it go up to 3, or whatever your guidelines are. It's really nice if you could hand them something so that they can take that home, the client can go, because we can only absorb so much information at any one time. But if you give me this, I can read it in the car on the way home, or when I get home I think, oh, what did she say? Oh, okay, so just have a shower in lukewarm water. Don't, soap it all off because it's not going to last, and explain to them that even when you go to bed that night, the tan's not finished. In the morning you get up and you're about 2 shades darker. So, these are the stuff that really set your business apart from the business next door or anybody else. So really important that you give that information. And you've got time, information, turn around, information, and here's a cheat sheet, or here's a fact sheet that you can take home, and here's a sample of the aftercare stuff. Like, it's so exciting. Once you open that door to how else can I please this client so that she gets the best possible tan. It's just awesome. It's really good. So get onto it. Start sharing what you know, and be known for the best spray tans in the business.